today's video, we basically went on our Instagram and we asked you guys to ask us literally anything postpartum, birth, questions. Wait, what was my
First time parents.
Because I feel like we haven't filmed like a birth Q&A yet, which is crazy.
Well, what's different? What's new? What to expect? What not to expect?
So we did pregnancy, birth, postpartum, just life as new parents question and answer. We're going to answer them. I do feel bad because a lot of them are like towards me because obviously I gave birth.
You did?
So a lot of them are like for me, but you can chime in and like enter.
It was hard for
the ones that you have. Yeah. Because you can talk about that too. This person said, did you scream in labor? I did scream. Like, yeah. I did not think I was gonna. I always said, oh, I have a high pain tolerance. Like, I can take the contractions. Like, I'm not gonna be that person that screams. Like, when I'm in pain, I'm kind of like a silent, at least I thought I was like a silent, hold things back type of thing. But literally, until you give birth, you don't understand.
For you nurses out there, I don't know how y'all...
I needed the epidural. My contractions were so bad. And I just did not expect to feel that level of pain. I thought it was going to be like period cramps times like 10. But this was like nothing even close to that. Obviously every birth is so different, but like for me, yeah, I was screaming. You guys asked so many good questions. Are you going to continue to have kids or will Capri be your only one?
No, I think our game plan though is definitely like 3.
Yeah, I think minimum 3, but also maybe maximum 3. So like minimum, if that makes sense, like we
She's smacked.
Capri's in her crib right now.
She's having fun in there. Look at her.
So we definitely do want more kids. I think to have a big family is the goal, but I'm not sure about like time frame wise. Asked me this question. I actually got this a lot on here, and basically it was asking if I suffered with any postpartum depression or postpartum anxiety. And I did want to talk about this because this is something that I so strongly feel like it needs to be talked about more, especially online. And the first thing I want to say is giving birth to Capri has been literally the best experience of my life, and becoming a new mom has brought me so much joy, but of course it's come with its fair share of challenges, and I feel like it's not talked about enough. But for me, it's definitely been like a roller coaster. I'm like happy, I get a little stressed, and then I get worried, and then I'm anxious, and I think all of those feelings together have just made me come to the conclusion that I definitely have postpartum anxiety because I'm constantly worrying about her. And it's so hard to like talk about sometimes because I don't want to be like, oh, I'm anxious or I'm sad because I'm so happy to be a mom. At the same time, both feelings can exist. You can be happy and so excited to be a new mom while also feeling, you know, some feelings of loneliness or anxiousness about it. This video is sponsored by BetterHelp, so I think it was like the perfect opportunity to talk about BetterHelp and then also talk about, you know, postpartum, just to give an insight what it looks like for me. It could be different for everybody, but for me, it's more of like I'm constantly in a state of worry. I feel like, especially the first few weeks, I literally did not sleep because she was sleeping good, but I wasn't sleeping. And I would say you also struggle with that part, but I was constantly worrying. My heart was like racing. I'd wake up like I was almost out of breath, and I would constantly be checking to see if she's breathing. I would constantly be like putting things in my head. Oh, she's choking, or oh, when she was spitting up her milk, which is so common, I would think the worst case scenario. And I know it's so common with new moms, but the anxiety, the postpartum anxiety just really took a toll on me mentally. But honestly, come randomly, like, we'd be at McDonald's and I would just start crying. And I'd be like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't even know, because sometimes I wouldn't even be thinking about anything, but I would just cry. Another thing for me, which was huge, is I struggled to get out of the house and do things with people. Like, I would have friends be like, oh, we should meet up, or, you know, I want to meet Capri. And I'm like, I genuinely cannot get out of the house because I was just so anxious about even driving alone with her. I was too nervous to drive alone, knowing that she's in the back seat. And a couple of the times I did drive alone without you, it was like a big challenge for me, but I overcame it. But I do want to talk about this subject because I feel like a lot of people don't talk about it, but there is ways that you can help. For me, something that's really helped me is being able to talk to a trained professional, and it has provided me with so much comfort where I don't feel like as alone. I felt like they understood me, and I recognized a better way to cope and have like better coping strategies. And that's why I truly believe that getting therapy is so beneficial for everybody, no matter how big or small the challenges are. So if you're considering therapy but you don't know where to start, I want to take a minute to share with you guys about our sponsor for today's video, BetterHelp. BetterHelp is an online therapy platform that makes it easy to connect with a licensed therapist from the comfort of your own home. They have over 30,000 therapists in their network, so you can find the right fit for your needs and preferences. Whether you prefer video chats, phone calls, or messaging, BetterHelp offers a range of options to help making therapy more convenient and more accessible for everybody. So if you're struggling with something in your life, whether it's postpartum anxiety like myself or another challenge, I really recommend getting therapy. Visit betterhelp.com/Quincy and Zach or Quincy and Zach at sign up for a special discount off your first month of therapy. And remember, taking care of your mental health is just as important as your physical health. So Capri is taking a little nap right now. Oh, someone said, are you breastfeeding? I'm not breastfeeding, but I will say I did breastfeed the first, what was it, month you think?
Yeah.
Like I breastfed exclusively the first, I would say about month, and then I got mastitis in both of my breasts, and
Capri was a muncher.
Capri, literally, like it was so painful. If you've had mastitis, you would know it's just so unbelievably painful. My milk supply was already so low, and then getting mastitis, it got even lower. And then I ended up just combo feeding, so I'd formula feed, and then I would also breastfeed. And then just got to the point where, like, mentally for myself, I was like, I'm just gonna formula feed her because I was putting so much stress on myself mentally because I wasn't producing milk. I remember how much I cried about it.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I cried about it so much, and I'm like, wait a second. I'm a new mom. Capri's getting fed, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. And I think that I just felt the pressure from, like, society that I had to breastfeed. But she's fully, like, being formula fed now. She loves it.
She's doing good. We did our research.
And she's super healthy.
We like and so on.
Yeah, we did, like, European-based formula. So we're doing the best we can, like, the most similar to breast milk as we possibly can. But at the end of the day, like, she's healthy. She's being fed. And yeah, you don't have to feel guilty about that. If you're in the same place as me, I felt so guilty. Do not feel guilty about that. Because us moms are doing the best we can.
Oh, I don't need Binky, thank you. A lot of these questions are obviously directed to Quincy, so Pri and I will be sitting here. No one even asked me how I'm recovering.
I forgot that you gave birth too, so you could probably answer some of these questions.
Yeah.
I'm just answering randomly. Someone said, what was the worst, pushing or everything before pushing? Like, everything before pushing, the contractions were so bad. And another one of the questions was, did you scream? Literally, yes. Like, I did not expect.
You didn't scream during the pushing. Obviously, you had the epidural.
Yeah, pushing was the best part. Like, I can't wait to experience the pushing again because we were having, like, conversations about food places. Like, it was the best part, the pushing.
It also went quick for you.
It went quick. I also had the epidural, so I don't know. I'm not, like, saying if I went natural, I'd be sitting there conversing about steak, but the pushing was the best part. I had epidural by then. But before the epidural, I was laboring for 12 hours without the epidural.
There was a good, like, 20 minutes, I'd say, where, like, common sense was no longer being common.
I didn't give a crap. I was on my wit's end.
We would call the nurse, like, hey, she needs this. And then, like, 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes, like 25 seconds would go by, and Quincy would be like, tell her to hurry!
I remember one time.
So I was like, do I go yell at the nurse? Like, God, no.
No, and the nurses are amazing. Like, told me the epidural, I couldn't get it until, like, I was on, like, a 3-hour wait list. And by that point, I was thinking, I don't even know if I can make it 5 minutes, 10 minutes. So to hear 3 hours, I was like, oh my gosh, like, I literally said to her, you need to transfer me to a whole new hospital. Like, I can't stay here. Put me on an ambulance and transfer me. I was like, I need the doctor. I actually do remember at one point, like, I went on the not the intercom, but, like, you know, the telephone, you can call the doctor. I said, where are you?
She told her to hurry like 20 times. And then we found out that she was giving labor, like what's it called?
Oh, yeah, someone else was having a C-section.
Someone else was
I didn't know that.
No, someone else was pushing out a baby. She was helping her.
Well, I was, in my mind, I didn't think I was going to survive. Like, it was too much for me. You can answer this one. It says, does it change your relationship with each other?
Well, outside the obvious of now we have a child to take care of, but I feel like...
Yeah, but did it grow closer together?
I guess some people like bring closer together, I guess would be the thing, but we're already so close because we spend 24 hours a day together.
We do spend a lot of time.
I also just feel like we were already parents. Like, it's a weird thing to say, but like...
to our dog?
To Jasper.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like we were just ready for
for parenthood, yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't feel like a big change. I don't know how to describe it to people. Like, a lot of people ask me, does it feel like a big change?
I feel like
I'm just like, no. I feel like my life is...
Well, okay, I had to say we have a very easy baby, too.
It is very good, but...
She sleeps throughout the night, so we never had to be tested in our relationship in that way. Like, we have not been sleep deprived. Like, luckily, everyone's like, oh, you're going to be so tired, you're going to lose sleep, say goodbye to your sleep. And we truly thought that as well. We mentally prepared for that. And...
You know what it is.
But she sleeps like 13 hours throughout the night. Like, we don't even... So I feel like we would be tested, our relationship, if we were not sleeping.
But it wouldn't change it. It would just... We'd be cranky. Which happens.
Yeah. Were you home when your contractions started? I had went in for a scheduled induction on January 16th. And when we got there, they basically like checked me to see if I was dilated. I was at, what, a 1?
Yeah, you were barely...
Like, hardly. They're like, oh, you're going to be here a few days. I'm like, oh my gosh. So we get there for the induction. And my water ends up breaking that night naturally. Like, so I didn't have to do Pitocin. I didn't have to do the induction, which was such a blessing because I really didn't want to have to do that. The contraction started at the hospital. So luckily I was already at the hospital, which didn't make a difference because I didn't even get the epidural for 12 hours later. Anyways. But yeah, so that was my situation. This person said, do you regret having Capri so young? I don't feel like I'm really that young, but it depends on what you view as young. Because I have friends that don't want kids till they're like 35. And so it's like, I don't know, like, but for me, I had her when I was 28.
I mean, I guess the idea is there's never feels like a right time.
Yeah.
Like, I was always ready.
I feel like you should answer this because I'm 2 years older than Zach. So you're 26, so you had Capri.
I feel like I could have had Capri younger. I always think the younger you have them, the more time you have with them.
Everyone's different, so like literally, I don't. But to us, we're very happy. This is exactly like I feel like the path in life. Because Zach proposed to me, or so we got engaged at 26, married 27, had Capri at 28. So and
what's next?
I know, it's like
retirement.
Someone said, was it embarrassing that people saw you? People see you in the most vulnerable state of giving birth, you know? It's just very vulnerable. I remember being really nervous beforehand because I was thinking, this is such a vulnerable position. It's scary, you know what I mean? In the moment, like if I could tell you guys one thing, you don't even care. You don't care.
Also, what I would say, even though it wasn't me.
Yeah, Zach,
I won't even go to like some, like, you know, like, anyways, not about me. But I would say these doctors, like when you get your breast checked or whatever, these doctors, that's what they do. They see
every day.
They're seeing whatever you want to call it.
Birth.
Well, you birth, but you know your vulnerable parts. They're seeing that every day, so it's nothing new to them. They're doing a job, bringing life into the world. 2 hours later, they're going to do it to someone else.
Yeah, you're excited to meet your baby. You don't even care, trust me. But I can see like what you're saying though. So how are you enjoying Capri's voice and sounds? Because I think this excites you so much.
Well, yeah, every morning the last like week, she'll get up at like 7:30 or so, and she's singing. Like we said, Capri is really good. We got too lucky with her. But like when she wakes up, she doesn't cry. She goes, ah. I'll look over and she's staring at me and she's going, ah.
How did you get your old body back after giving birth? After I gave birth, you do lose a lot of your stomach, but I still had my belly. Like I still felt like I was pregnant, like a few months pregnant. You know what I mean? It doesn't just go away. And I definitely wasn't one of those people who just like, boom, bounced back. Even now, I'm not back to my old body. But
it's sexier. Said it's sexier.
Zach said it's sexier. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. I was worried about that too before giving birth. But, you know, you just grew your baby for 10 months, and that's so freaking magical that our bodies can create life. Do you plan to homeschool Capri or put her in public school? I love you. We love you.
I think we're on the fence, mainly a lot, because the schools where we're currently at just really aren't the best. Yeah. Give it time to see what's the best fit for Miss Capri.
Yeah, I would personally like to homeschool her, but I don't know. That means I'd have to be her teacher. I just don't know. Like, I feel like I could do that up until like 3rd grade, and then I'm like, I don't even know how to do math. Like, the goal would be if we can homeschool, we can teach her, and then we can also travel and experience life. Because I feel like I'm a visual learner. In school, I was never good at school. It'd be cool if we could travel the world and show her things and teach her at the same time.
Guys, let me know in the comments. Do you guys say binky or pacifier? I grew up saying pacifier, but now I call it binky because of you.
I call it binky, but I do go back and forth.
Would you call it girl?
Binky,
now?
yeah. This person, who's Zach's favorite girl now?
Who's my favorite girl?
Who's your favorite girl?
Well, I definitely can't pick Capri.
Capri's my favorite girl.
No, they have different roles in my life. Capri has not annoyed me as much as somebody.
You annoy me, it's mutual.
It's called marriage.
It's called marriage. That's
but
all for the questions.
If you guys have any others, just shoot us questions on Instagram, whatnot. We respond to comments. We answer.
Don't forget to check out BetterHelp. We're going to leave all the links down below for you guys.
Yes, links in the description.
Yeah, all the links will be in the description for BetterHelp. Definitely check it out. Like I said, I think therapy is the best thing to invest in for yourself. And yeah, love you guys so much.